You've got a whole day of house cleaning ahead with just one precious hour to game. Can Helldivers 2 liberate you from reality in that hour? Helldivers 2 is a cooperative third-person shooter where you and up to 3 teammates spread managed democracy across the universe, violently defending liberty from the voteless tyranny of the Terminid, Automaton, and Illuminate factions. Helldivers 2 has a lot of flexibility when it comes to your personal playtime and availability. It has a pretty simple but immersive gameplay loop, which makes it easy to jump in whenever works for you. Before and in between missions, you hang out on your ship where you unlock weapons and stratagems, customize loadouts, set your operations, and launch into them. Once you're dispatched, you and your allies fulfill mandatory and/or secondary objectives on the map. After completing the main objective, your team evacs out and goes back to the home ship, and rinse repeat. Operations in Helldivers are split into 2 to 3 separate missions, and each mission can take up to 30 minutes to complete, but can be done faster if you beeline the main objectives. Completing an objective is definitely a good goal for a play session, but I wouldn't sweat too much if your time is limited. Your character will earn experience, requisition, which is the in-game currency, and all sample upgrade materials after each individual mission. To support the short burst type of gamer is the convenient drop-in and drop-out system, allowing you or your buddies to kick off a mission and have others join partway through. This is perfect for players who are ready to dive into the action. For those who need more time to wrap up real-life errands, dropping into the chaos is nearly instant, and your pals will be glad to see you if they're in the thick of it. There's no penalty for leaving a mission partway as well, aside from your fellow Helldivers facing extra pressure from the aggressive forces of anti-democracy. Regardless of how long you have to play, you can expect every moment to be filled with engaging gameplay. You're always on the move as you complete objectives and fend off hordes of voteless scum. Doing so contributes to your progression, where you can unlock better equipment and tools to fight. The progression can be a bit grindy, but the base gameplay loop is immersive enough to make your time feel well spent in Helldivers 2. In short, Helldivers 2 is a game best played with an hour or two to spare, but there's plenty of value for players with less time in their hands. The gameplay is always entertaining, and it's hard to walk away feeling like your time was wasted. If you grew up a fan of the future war concepts in Terminator, Starship Troopers, or War of the Worlds, then you must check out Helldivers 2. Helldivers' heavy inspiration from these iconic IPs help you feel absorbed in the mayhem each time you drop onto a planet that sorely needs your democratic aid. If you like being part of the bigger picture, then know that your gameplay will contribute to wider community objectives. The future of the game is developer and community driven, where in-game events are influenced by the community's ability to liberate hostile planets and defend democracy. If you like to immerse in your video games and be part of a community-driven game structure, Helldivers 2 might be the right fit for you. There's no strict single-player content in Helldivers 2, but dropping into missions solo is an option. I've no idea how fun that is because I only play with my buddies, which is definitely the intended way to play. If you find yourself looking for a solo or limited co-op challenge, you can control mission accessibility to private or friends only. How demanding this game feels moment to moment largely depends on the difficulty settings you choose in mission selection. The flexibility caters to those who want to take it easy with fewer moments of intensity. It offers a helpful way to introduce your friends to the game, allowing you to set the difficulty to an easier threshold while they learn the ropes. For gamers who want a hardcore and chaotic challenge, the difficulty threshold can be cranked up a lot higher, which will unlock the game's most devastating enemy types that will certainly test your skills and cooperation. Be prepared for a not-so-chill version of the game at those higher levels. Keep in mind that harder difficulty modes give higher tier upgrade samples, which are crucial for improving your ship. If you are the type of person who focuses on progression, you'll need to embrace the likelihood of some intense firefights to speed up the process. Missions in Helldivers 2 can get really chaotic, and with friendly fire active at all times, a lot of accidental team killing can occur amidst the panic. This is all part of the game's charm though, and it's a good time if you enjoy the self-sabotage aspects of cooperative gaming. Just make sure you pick up your buddy's samples. A good sense of humour will carry you through these moments, and a quick but maybe frantic reinforced stratagem will keep you and your friends in the fight. With some strong themes, customizable difficulty settings, and chaotic gameplay, Helldivers 2 is a great fit for people who want to get in the action and stay in the action. Just prepare to be cooperative to have the most fun and succeed. Defending liberty and spreading democracy is hard but rewarding work, and that emotional loop is exactly what you're in for when you're playing Helldivers 2. Missions usually start off with some breathing room to call in your loadouts and plan your targets. I say usually because if your party leader sets the initial drop too close to an enemy area, you'll have enemies hot on your heels from the get-go. Missions ramp up in tension as teammates are torn apart, shot down, or self-obliterated while checking off the objectives. Needless to say, if you're playing with your friends, you can better coordinate the initial stress level of the mission. There are definitely moments mid-mission where progress comes to a complete standstill. Frustration can definitely build up fast when you're constantly overwhelmed by swarms and swarms of enemies that don't let up as you push towards your objective. It's kind of punishing and stressful when you lose your precious samples or have to mash arrow key commands under intense enemy fire. The feeling of irritation is real when your team is completely overwhelmed and survival hangs by a nice edge. However, there's nothing quite like the game's cooperative gameplay, which boosts player camaraderie. Your contributions to the fight feel pivotal to the mission, and so you feel pivotal to the mission. It feels great when you actively boost your team's progress by taking opportunities on the battlefield, whether it's a well-placed bombing stratagem or a timely reinforced stratagem in the middle of the mayhem. These moments can bring a real sense of fulfillment if your team is balanced in equipment and skill. If you're a higher level compared to your team, your equipment and unlocks will automatically give you team MVP status as you trawl through hordes of voteless while your team supports you from behind. At the mission end screen, Helldivers 2 lets you exhale and wipe the sweat off your brow as it sums up your mission success. You can feel a boost in morale when the score is high and mighty. If the score is not so high, Super Earth may dissuade you with a disappointing service rating, but this is all part of the game's humour, meant to be laughed at, not taken to heart. You can spend 5 or so minutes to take stock and emotionally reset. This is the opportunity to decide whether to kick off in the next mission or call it a day. No pressure. In this way, Helldivers 2 balances intensity with fulfillment and doesn't get into your head in an unhealthy way. Once you've had your fill, you can easily wrap up your session and wind down before the end of the day. Super Earth appreciates your service. Helldivers 2 is available on Steam, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. Crossplay capability is also featured, a big win for those groups who share cooperative gaming passions but are more or less locked into one of those platforms. The price of Helldivers 2 is a layered topic. The base purchase seems fairly reasonable, especially with consistent free updates and events added post-release. What isn't immediately obvious, however, is that it's built in with some live service elements. These premium war bonds are essentially Battle Pass style pages containing some of the most effective unlockables in the game, at least in my opinion. Unlocking a premium war bond requires the super credits in-game currency, earned through either a lot of grinding or by purchase with real world money. I don't think you need all of the premium war bonds, so if you're tempted to take a moment to look through them first, it's worth researching which one you might like before dumping your hard-earned money on something you might regret. If the monetization is a hurdle to locking in a purchase, I'd offer this strategy. Wait for the game to go on a significant sale, then use the money you saved to buy the in-game currency if you decide you want them. That said, if you're not fussed on any of the premium war bonds, you can still have an awesome time in the game with the base loadouts. They are more than acceptable to engage in Helldivers' gameplay loop, and don't forget, you can still borrow gear from your dead teammates and try out gear right there on the field. It's the democratic thing to do. I think Helldivers 2 is worth your money if you have a solid group of friends to play with, and the cross-platform capability makes that choice even easier. If you grab it on a sale, or you're unfazed by the in-game purchases, then this is a bit of a no-brainer to pick up if you're eager for a frantic but funny future war experience. If you've got an hour or so to spare, you can expect to get immense value from Helldivers 2. Its inspired future war setting, community-driven events, and chaotic multiplayer action form an experience that is definitely worth fitting into your life. The live service model on top of the base game price might be an obstacle for some, but in my view, they aren't essential to enjoy what Helldivers 2 offers. Whether you have plenty of time to spare, or only 1 or 2 sessions a week, Helldivers makes every minute count. That's all for today though. If you're someone who struggles to juggle work, life, and gaming, let me know if this video helped you out. Does Helldivers 2 look like the kind of game you would enjoy in your spare time? I'll catch you up in the next video. Until then, see you around.